Tonight, I'm taking you down one such place, Clinton Road in West Milford, New Jersey, a stretch of pavement known as America's most haunted highway. This is the Cursed Road, true stories of the unseen, a collection of real encounters that will hook you from the first mile and leave you checking your rearview mirror. Buckle up, because this journey is going to be terrifying. I first heard about Clinton Road while browsing a paranormal podcast. The host's voice low as he described a road where headlights flicker, shadows move, and drivers vanish. I thought it was just another urban legend, the kind of tale locals spin to scare teens. But as I dug deeper, chasing leads through news clippings, police reports, and first-hand accounts on forums like Reddit, I realised Clinton Road was no myth. It's a 10-mile stretch of asphalt winding through the dense forest of Passaic County, flanked by towering pines, abandoned quarries, and a reservoir that glints like black glass under the moon. By day, it's a scenic drive, popular with cyclists and hikers, but at night, it transforms into something else, a place where the air feels heavy, the trees seem to watch, and the unseen waits for those who linger too long. Clinton Road's reputation began in the 1970s, though its darkness may stretch further back. The land was once home to the Lenape, a Native American tribe whose legends spoke of spirits guarding the forest, angered by intruders. Settlers arrived in the 18th century, building farms and mills, but strange stories followed. Missing livestock, flickering lights in the woods, whispers on the wind. By the 20th century, the road became a hotspot for crime, from mob dumping grounds to satanic rituals in the 1980s, when police found pentagrams and animal remains near a ruined structure called the Druidic Temple. These events, layered over centuries, seem to have stained the road, turning it into a magnet for the paranormal. Our first story comes from 1983, when a 22-year-old mechanic named Mike Russo was driving home from a late shift. Mike was a skeptic, the kind of guy who laughed at ghost stories, but Clinton Road was the fastest route to his apartment in West Milford. It was November, the air crisp, the sky starless. Around 1:00 a.m, he was halfway down the road, his old Chevy pickup rattling, when his headlights dimmed, then died. He cursed, pulling over near Dead Man's Curve, a sharp bend notorious for accidents. The engine stalled, and the silence was deafening. No crickets, no wind, just a stillness that pressed against his eardrums. Mike popped the hood, checking the battery, but found nothing wrong. That's when he heard it, a low hum, like chanting, coming from the woods. He froze, his flashlight beam cutting through the dark, but the trees swallowed the light. The hum grew louder, joined by footsteps crunching on leaves, circling his truck. Mike slammed the hood, jumping back into the cab, locking the doors. Through the windshield, he saw them, shadowy figures, at least 3, moving between the trees, their outlines human but blurred, like smoke. They didn't approach, just watched, their presence heavy, suffocating. Mike's hands shook as he tried the ignition. Nothing. The air inside the truck grew cold, his breath fogging, though the heater was on. Then, a face pressed against the passenger window. A woman, her skin pale, her eyes black, her mouth open in a silent scream. Mike screamed too, slamming the gas pedal. The engine roared to life, headlights blazing, and he sped off, the figures vanishing in his rearview mirror. Mike didn't stop until he reached a gas station, his face ashen. He told the clerk, who nodded grimly. Clinton Road stories were common. Mike never drove it again, moving away a year later. He shared his story in a 1984 local paper, one of the first to document the road's hauntings. Some say the woman was a victim of a 1970s crash at Dead Man's Curve, her spirit trapped, seeking help. Others believe the figures were something older, tied to the land's ancient spirits. Mike's encounter wasn't unique, but it set the stage for Clinton Road's growing legend, a warning to those who drive it alone. Our next tale is from 1998, involving a 19-year-old college student named Sarah Thompson. Sarah was a freshman at Montclair State University, visiting friends in West Milford for a weekend. They'd spent the evening at a bonfire, laughing about Clinton Road's ghost stories, phantom truck, a spectral vehicle that chases drivers, the ghost boy at the bridge, who appears if you toss a coin into the water. Sarah, emboldened by a few beers, bet her friends she'd drive the road end to end, alone, to prove it was nonsense. At 11:30 p.m, she climbed into her Honda Civic, waving as her friends cheered, their voices fading as she turned onto the road. The first few miles were uneventful, the forest a blur of black and green. Sarah blasted pop music, singing to stay alert. But as she passed the reservoir, her radio cut to static, then silence. She smacked it, annoyed, when her car lurched, as if something had hit it from behind. She checked her mirrors, nothing but darkness. Her headlights flickered, casting long shadows that seemed to move, darting across the road. At Cross Castle, a crumbling stone structure linked to satanic cults, she saw lights in the ruins, faint, like candles, though no one was there. Her stomach twisted, but she kept driving, telling herself it was just her imagination. Then, at the bridge over Clinton Brook, she stopped. The ghost boy legend nagged at her. She fished a quarter from her pocket, tossing it into the water below, half joking. The coin hit the surface, and the air changed, growing thick, electric. A child's laugh echoed, high and sharp, from the trees. Sarah's skin prickled as she leaned out her window, scanning the dark. A figure stood on the bridge. A boy, maybe 10, in old-fashioned clothes, his face pale, his eyes glinting like coins. He didn't move, just stared, his smile too wide. Sarah floored the gas, her tyres screeching, but the boy appeared again, standing in the road ahead. She swerved, nearly crashing, and when she looked back, he was gone. Her car stalled a mile later, and she sat, trembling, until dawn, too scared to move. Sarah told her story on a college radio show, swearing she'd never return to Clinton Road. The ghost boy, locals say, is a child who drowned in the brook decades ago, his spirit luring drivers to their doom. Our final story is from 2016, when a 35-year-old delivery driver named Jamal Carter had a run-in that still haunts him. Jamal worked for a courier service, often taking late-night routes through Passaic County. Clinton Road was familiar, though he'd heard the stories. Phantom truck, ghostly hitchhikers, even rumours of a hellhound with red eyes. He didn't believe them, focusing on his GPS and the promise of overtime pay. On a rainy April night, around 2:00 a.m, he was delivering medical supplies, his van loaded with boxes, when he turned onto Clinton Road. The rain was heavy, his wipers struggling. The road, a slick ribbon of black. Halfway through, near the old quarry, his van's engine sputtered, the dashboard lights blinking. He pulled over, cursing the weather, and checked his phone. No signal. The rain stopped abruptly, the silence unnerving, like the forest was holding its breath. Then he saw it in his side mirror, a pair of headlights, massive, like a semi-truck barreling toward him. Jamal braced for impact, but no truck passed. The lights vanished, only to reappear closer, blinding in his rear view. He started the van, speeding up, but the lights kept pace, flickering. As if taunting him, a low growl filled the air. Not an engine, but something animalistic, primal. At a curve, Jamal glanced back and saw it. Not a truck, but a shape, dark and hulking, its edges shifting like fog. Red eyes glowed from its centre, locking onto him. His van shook, the steering wheel jerking, as if something were trying to force him off the road. He prayed, his voice cracking, gripping the wheel until his knuckles bled. The shape lunged, a shadow filling his windshield, then vanished as he rounded Dead Man's Curve. The van's engine roared back to life, the headlights steady. Jamal drove straight to a diner, shaking, his clothes soaked with sweat. He told his boss, who laughed, but a co-worker, a local, nodded grimly. Phantom truck had been seen before, linked to a 1960s crash that killed a driver. His rig never found. Jamal quit his job, moving to Newark, refusing to drive at night. He shared his story on a paranormal blog, later interviewed by a local TV station. His account matched others, dozens of drivers, over decades, reporting phantom truck or a beast with red eyes. Some link it to the hellhound, a creature tied to the road's satanic past. Others say it's the forest itself, punishing those who trespass. Clinton Road remains open, its hauntings undeterred. In 2019, a hiker found a car abandoned near the bridge, its driver missing, the keys still in the ignition. Police called it a runaway case, but locals know better. I've read every account I could find. Mike's interview, Sarah's radio show, Jamal's blog post. I've driven Clinton Road myself, at dusk, my heart pounding as the trees closed in. I didn't see Phantom Truck or the Ghost Boy, but the air felt wrong, like it was watching. I spoke to a West Milford cop, retired now, who patrolled the road in the 1990s. He'd seen things, lights in the woods, screams with no source. Stay away after dark, he warned. Clinton Road is more than a highway, it's a trap, a place where the unseen waits. This is the cursed road, true stories of the unseen, and it's a reminder, some paths aren't meant to be taken. We chase the truth, no matter how terrifying. So what's on your road? What's in your mirror?